Hi, welcome to class. My name is Don LaFont, Professor Don, and I'll be your instructor for the next 15 weeks or so in our CTS 1133C software configuration A plus certification class. That's really the goal of this class, is to get you A plus certified. And we do that in two courses. We do that in this course, the software configuration, and then we also do it in CTS 1131C, which is a hardware configuration. Some of you are taking both classes at the same time, and that's absolutely doable. The workload for both classes are about equal, and together compromise maybe one of my Cisco classes. So you'll be successful in this class as long as you do the work and you do it on time. So I am going to spend this video just introducing you to our classroom, where you're going to find items. I'm also going to open up our syllabus, go through the syllabus, and that will be the first presentation. Second presentation is going to be on chapter 1. We cover that as well during this class. Now I'm going to hold off on explaining how to use NetLab, and I'm going to hold off on how to use uCertify, since we don't have either one of those requirements for this week and next week. I'll make sure that you're up to speed for both of those elements of this course. So first of all, let's take a look at our class. If you have any questions and you're watching this video on on YouTube, ask your questions down below. I'll try to help out as best I can, but of course, it's awesome if you help each other out. If you are watching this as part of my actual course, then please ask your questions in the help discussion forums, and your fellow students and I will help you to understand what's going on. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And I've already opened up our classroom. So you should now see our class. Now, since you made it to my course, I'm going to assume you know how to find my class. So let's take a look first of all, at the very top, I always make an announcement for the class. Now, this very first week was introduction, and it was hastily put together. So there's not all that much to the welcome, other than saying, hey, you're in the right place, and I'll see you in class. I hold a WebEx presentation every week for our classroom, and I cover the material. This is a recording, would have been a recording of that presentation, but during the presentation, my computer turned off twice. I'm not sure why. I think we figured out that my M2 hard drive overheated. We let it cool down a little bit, and then we were up and running again. I'm going to have to take a look at that. I can't have that happening on a regular basis. So I'm here by myself recording the presentation so that I can put it in the classroom. Now, you'll also have in the announcements your Neticat access. Again, you don't need this for this week. And also just a quick overview about how to navigate the class. I'll show you how to navigate the class, so I don't need to read that for you. On the left-hand side is a menu. That menu includes a link to the syllabus. The syllabus is important to this class because it's our contract, and it shows you how you are going to be successful in this course, how to get an A in this class. These are the course learning outcomes. That's me, and you have my contact information there on the screen. And I'm not going to post this video on YouTube, so I'm not too concerned about having my phone number available. You can call my phone number, by the way. You can call it anytime between 9 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock at night. You can text me. I answer both. If you get my voice message, it's probably because I'm watching a movie or playing a video game, or maybe working on the water cooling the GPUs that I still have to do from my main system. But you can call me. Leave a message, and I'll be happy to answer. You really should be calling me just for personal issues, like a death in the family, or maybe I've got COVID, or something like that. Those are the personal kind of issues you want to just chat with me and tell me what's going on in your life. Other issues, such as technical issues, I'll show you. You should always use the help discussion forums in our classroom. Down below, is a link to our syllabus. If you click on this link, I've already opened the syllabus. It'll open up to this syllabus. Let's go ahead and go through the syllabus because it's going to answer a lot of your questions. So again, my phone number, you're welcome to use it. I don't have any problem with you calling or texting. One of the many jobs that I do is I have my real estate license, and I have clients call me all the time, both buyers and sellers. If I can help you to buy or sell a house, I'm happy to do so. Some of my best clients are students that ultimately graduate, go on and get a job and need a house, and I help them. I'm happy to do it. Here is my school email. Don't use my school email unless you can't get into Canvas. Don't use it unless you can't get into Canvas. I actually prefer that you use the inbox over here on the left-hand side of your Canvas classroom. And the reason why I want you to use the inbox is because I check the inbox almost every day. Not every day. On the weekend, sometimes I don't get to the classroom. But Monday through Friday, either in the morning or at night, I check for messages in the inbox. Also, I really want you to use, under the discussions, I really want you to use the help discussion forums. These discussion forums are where you should be asking technical questions about problems you're running into in the classroom. I have done all of the labs in this class. I actually took the class myself as a student, just so I could see how the course was taught. But I took this class about 6 years ago. So some things have changed over the years, and my brain has definitely not memorized every one of these labs. So when you have a problem with any of the assignments in this class, it's critical that you ask technical questions about an error message that you get, or maybe you don't understand how to do a step in one of the assignments, whether it's you certify, NetLab, or just something that's in the book. Ask your technical questions inside the help discussion forums. Just click reply and say, I'm having a problem with assignment, 2.2 in you certify. I can't get it to load, right? Let me know what's going on, right? And maybe your other fellow students are having the same problem. It's critical that you let me know when there's a problem and you certify so that I can take a look at it. But if you're another student and you had the same problem, by all means say, yes, I'm having that problem too. It doesn't want to load. You just post it, and then the next student comes along and says, hey, me too, I had that problem. Hey, me too. Not sure what is going on, but it won't load. 2.1 worked fine, right? Whatever you want to add in there to help me to navigate the problem. If you were able to get into 2.1, but you can't get into 2.2, then there's probably a problem with the actual you certify assignment itself. Now, again, I took this class about 6 years ago. I've taught it many times over the years, but I don't necessarily remember walking through each one of these steps in the assignment. So please ask your technical questions inside of our help discussion forum, and then that way everybody can help everybody to be successful in this class. All right, great. Let's go ahead and go back to the syllabus. And where is our, oops, there it is. I have multiple screens here, and I just pull that syllabus off to the right. So don't email me, because I don't check my email as often as I check the actual classroom itself. And there's also a help discussion forum for questions for the professor. So let's say you have a question about when something is due, or maybe an exam isn't open, or maybe an actual, you want a question about my late policy or something, you ask it in the questions for the professor help discussion forum. All right, great. Now, if you have any problem with the actual content of this course, please reach out to me first. I'm the one that set up the course, and I'm the one that's your first level of technical support to help you figure out what's going on in the classroom. Now, if you have an issue with FSCJ or you have an issue with me teaching the class for some odd reason, first of all, it'd be great if you talk to me about it. But if you feel like you need to reach out to my boss, reach out to her about issues with the way I teach. Maybe you don't like a late policy. Maybe you rather have the course completely open and no late policies. I don't know. Something like that you can talk to my boss about. She'll say she supports a late policy, but just an example. But ask if you reach out to me using the help discussion forum, or even if you leave a message on my voice message, please allow me 24 hours to respond, maybe longer if it's on the weekend. If you ask me a question on a Friday night, I may not check back into the classroom until Sunday night because for example, I'm driving to South Florida today and I'll be gone all weekend. And I'm not sure if I'll be how often I'll be checking into the classroom over the weekend. So please be patient if you're asking questions over the weekend. That's another great reason to use the help discussion forums, by the way, because if I'm not checking my email and you ask me a question on a Friday evening and I don't check until Sunday, you're going to get frustrated because you're like, he doesn't care about me. No, I do care about you. I just have a life also. And so by asking a question in the help discussion forum, your fellow students will be able to help you while I'm off in South Florida, for example. And I promise you, your fellow students are going to be running into the same problems you are, the same questions. They're doing the same labs you're doing right now. So by asking a question in the help discussion forum for whatever module we're on, they will be able to help you probably better than me, since it's been 6 years since I ran through some of these labs. Now, if you have a question getting onto my FSCJ or into Canvas, maybe the system is down, you might want to write down one of these phone numbers just to be able to reach out to see if there's something going on with FSCJ itself. The course, what you have signed up for in this course is the software side of A+ certifications, your A+ certification. There are two courses. This one is going to talk about Windows. We're going to talk about Linux. We're going to talk about Apple briefly. I'm not a big fan of Apple, but I'm not very experienced with Apple, but I can teach the course about Apple. I just don't use them. We're going to talk about files. We'll talk troubleshooting. We're going to talk about subnetting with IP addressing. We're going to talk about a little bit of networking. We're going to talk about wireless and wired networks. We're going to talk about different security, and we're going to talk about the Internet of Things, the IoT devices, and ultimately talk about how to help you prepare a company with a disaster recovery plan. All of this covered this week, really the software portion of A+ certification. We'll also talk about a little bit about programming as well. We will talk about scripting languages at the very end of the semester. Now, it's worth 3 credits. We're making this recording in the summer of 2022. I'll use it for future, assuming I did a good job on it. I'll use it for future classes as well. So don't get confused by these dates. These are the dates for the summer of 2022. If you're taking it in the fall or another semester, these dates will be different, obviously, for your class. Make sure if you decide not to take this course, make sure you drop by the last day to drop without a penalty. That way you don't pay for the course. If you decide to drop later because you've fallen behind or something's gone on with your life, make sure you drop before July, in this case, July 14th, to make sure that you get a W on your transcript instead of getting an F. We do have a couple holidays. They do affect this class. During these 2 holidays, since we meet on a Monday and these two holidays are on a Monday, I gave you the whole week with no assignments. So those will be a couple weeks this summer that you can plan vacations if you want to be away from your computer, assuming it lines up with your other classes as well. We have a textbook. This is the textbook. This is the last semester that we're using this textbook. It is Cheryl's professor, she teaches at this college, Professor Cheryl Smith's a complete A-plus guide to hardware and software, IT hardware and software. I said this is the last time we're using this book because in the fall we start to teach the next certification level, which I believe is 220.11.01 and 220.11.02. What that means to you is that when you finish this A-plus hardware, hopefully you're taking hardware and software, maybe you've already taken the hardware class, that you immediately go and take the A-plus certification class, because the 11.02 and 11.01 exams are going to be different once we start teaching out of the next book, and we start teaching out of the next book in the fall. So please make sure you are, if you're planning on getting the certification, that you do so immediately after this course. You'll be best ready to take the certification immediately after this course, instead of waiting 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. For example, when I took the my security class, I put off taking the Security Plus class, and then I started forgetting the material, and now I would basically have to go through that security class again, or at least some sort of study materials to get back up to speed before I take the security exam, which I plan on doing. Anyways, that A-plus certification, at least in the summer of 2022, the school will actually pay for you to take the certification exam at the conclusion of this course. You just have to reach out to me or the department. There are phone numbers on flyers all over the campus to be able to submit for the voucher to be able to take that certification, by the way. I'm not sure about future semesters, but there is money now for the college to help you pay for that certification. Anyways, the ISBN is listed here. Pause the computer, look it up. Now, I found out that you can go directly to the uCertify software, Pearson's uCertify, and you can pay for direct access to the course if you just want an ebook. And it ultimately something about taking some quizzes beforehand. I'm not sure exactly what you have to do, but a student shared with me that they were able to get this book, the bundle, as an ebook and uCertify access for just $125 instead of $260, which is what it costs in the bookstore. So check out, ask me a question inside of the classroom. Better yet, ask in the help discussion forum, and I am certain that the student that got the discount on uCertify will reply back and tell you how they got that discount, okay? uCertify is required, so you can't just buy this book used out on the internet. We use NetLab to do some simulations, because in this class we use Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. Those are the 4 Windows operating systems that are covered in the certification exam. So you need to know a little bit about all of those operating systems. Now, it's very unlikely that you have 4 computers sitting in front of you, one with each one of those operating systems. So NetLab gives us a simulated environment where you're able to interact with all of those operating systems. We also use uCertify for the ebook, for some training, and for some assessments. About 80 points towards your final exam comes directly from, 80 points of your overall average, 8 points of your overall average comes from uCertify. That's 80 points out of 1,000. That's directly from uCertify, but of course the knowledge that you gain in uCertify is going to be critical for everything else that we learn in this course. Also, the ebook is there. So if you don't want to read a paper book, then the ebook is inside of uCertify. Technical requirements: you do have to have a computer. You have to be able to use it. At this point, we don't teach you how to use a mouse. Hopefully, you already know how to use a mouse and how to turn on a monitor, how to connect a keyboard, and how to use it. But if you have any specific requirements, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to walk you through some of them. This is learning communities. I really believe in in our students helping each other to be successful. I found that my favorite classes that I've ever taught are classes that you guys group together and work together to be successful in the course. And ultimately, that's a perfect study group to continue on to get your A+ certification. I love hearing back from students that earn their certification later after you've gone on and left my class. Send me a message. That you can send to my FSCJ email. Inside of our Canvas classroom, I have a list of all of the assignments and where to find them. They're also listed in the syllabus down below. You'll see that in a little bit. The discussions, there are a couple discussions that are graded, not too many. I think there's only one plus the introductory grade. It's actually worth 15. The introductory is really worth 15. And then the help discussion forums that are just to help you to be successful. Assignments, we have assignments in U-Certified, NetLab, and there's even team assignments that you'll work on with your fellow students. I'll explain all of those when we get closer to your need for U-Certified, NetLab, and the team assignments. Inside of U-Certified, you have 4 attempts at each one of them. So even though they're only worth so many points, it's a percentage. Whatever the percentage that you earn on the U-Certified grades is then turned into the number of points that count for your overall average. Assignments for NetLabs, your personal, when you're in NetLab, you might have to disable your firewall, at least put an exception in there. There's some help inside of U-Certified to help you to do that if you're running into any kind of problem where your firewall on your home computer is stopping you from accessing U-Certified. Same thing with browsers. If you have pop-up blockers set on your email, you might have to put an exception in for U-Certified. Otherwise, you might have some browser issues with pages not loading. Again, ask for help in the help discussion forums will get you through that. It actually lists the team assignments here in the syllabus. I'm not going to go into details here because they're due down the road. And when we get to that, I'll put that information inside of my video. There are some quizzes. There's 10 quizzes spread throughout the course. They're worth 100 points each and 10% of your overall grade. You have 2 attempts for each quiz. So I always encourage students to at least take one attempt at the quiz without looking up any answers to see if you've been able to figure it out. Now, these are open book, open note, open internet quizzes. The only thing I ask is that you don't go to Quizlet or Course Hero or any other answer bank. Every one of the test questions in this course are out on the internet. Quizlet has all of them. If you just go to Quizlet, even to just check your work, you'll find yourself using Quizlet to answer all the questions. At the end of the course, you're not going to be prepared for the A+ certification. On the other hand, if there's a question that's asked of you and you don't know the answer, by all means, go to the ebook, do a search in the ebook, try to find the answer in the ebook or the regular book. Take a little bit longer probably, but if you look up and take the time to learn the concepts, then you'll be more prepared to answer future questions. Also, YouTube videos are fantastic for learning concepts. So if the question is about a printer and maybe that's a hardware class. If the question is where to find the start menu in Windows 8, which is actually interesting. It's not in the bottom left, hint. When you're looking for the start menu in Windows 8 and you just can't find it and the book isn't helping, well, go to YouTube and type in Windows start menu, Windows 8, and guess what? People have made videos to help you to figure out how to do that. Anyways, I have no problem with using YouTube, the internet, Googling questions to find concepts. Just don't use Quizlet or Course Hero. Of course, I won't know you did it because, the answers are, will be right. But on the other hand, you won't be prepared for the A+ certification at the end of this course. You'll feel like you're not ready for it. And if you take it without actually doing any work in this course, you'll fail. You need to do the work to be able to be successful. There is a written exam that is proctored It's worth 115 points, 15% of your grade, so you'll want to do well on it. It's for chapters 14 through 17. There's a password, and you'll be recorded. You have to have a webcam at that point. You'll be recorded while you take that exam. There's also a second exam that's 72 questions. It's also worth 150 points towards your overall grade. I may make some modifications to the point values for the exams because I've added an attendance requirements for my class, and that's not represented in the syllabus or in the course yet. So that's 10% of your grade, so I have to find 100 points someplace. I may steal it from these two exams. That'll be nice and easy. There's also a skills test that you are going to take, and you're going to perform commands in a command prompt environment. That's at the end of the semester. And again, if you haven't actually done the labs yourself, and you show it somehow you cut through those assignments, you're not going to do well on the exam that actually asks you to perform the steps and to submit them for real in a real environment. The second skills test as well. Those have parts that are both inside of those are inside of NetLab. And finally, a third test that has to do with building a wireless network inside a packet tracer. We're a long way from that, so don't panic if you don't know that's what this course is about. We will help you do that. This is the course breakdown. Again, I will probably take 50 points from each of these two categories for attendance. And then that will still end up with 1,000 points, and I'll do that during the second week of our course once I get into the exams and make those changes. Please don't be upset that changes. If anything, it should help you. Makes the exams worth a little bit less if you do poorly on them, but you come to every class, you'll actually do better in the overall class. Please don't cheat. Cheating is really easy in an online class. You can just go out. Every answer on every quiz is on Quizlet. Course Hero probably has the answers for you certify. There's probably people that have posted some of the direct answer keys to the work that we have in this course. If you find it all online and you just cheat your way through the course, I won't. Again, it's going to be hard for me to see unless you have the exact same answers as my answer keys. Then it'll be obvious. But if you just figure out a way to make it not obvious that you're cheating, but you just get through the course, sure, you'll get an A in the class. That's not really why you're in college. Sure, astronomy, you get an A by cheating. I'm not talking bad about astronomy, but astronomy, you get an A, you cheat and you get an A. Well, you're probably not going to be an astronomer. But if you're planning on actually being an IT tech, you really need to learn this material as you go through your IT courses, because you're going to be expected to actually put the knowledge that you gained in this class into action when you're helping somebody at their home as a technician, or maybe you're working at Best Buy or in any store in their technical department fixing computers, or maybe you've been hired for a company to work in their networking department, or maybe you'll see in our presentation there are dozens of ways, going to write programs if you're going to be a programmer and you're learning 5 languages, that's fantastic. You're going to need to understand equipment when you are programming to know how the equipment works when it's actually being used. So it's critical, again, that you actually learn the material, not just cheat your way through an IT course. Now, you cheat your way through an IT course to get through this course, and then you decide to go into nursing. That's fine. You're probably not going to use this material in the nursing field other than using a computer, but that's fine. So if you do whatever you need to do to get through this course, if you're changing fields, once you figure out that this isn't for you, that's up to you to do that. Attendance, I do expect you to do the work in addition to coming to class, or come to class in addition to doing the work. Now, there's 2 ways that you can earn attendance for this class. The first way is to actually come to class on on Monday nights between, I think it's 6 and 10, not positive, it might be 5:30. Actually, that's all the way up here at the top. Let's see, what time is our class? Our class, it meets from, where is our class meet? Oh, I don't have the time in here. I think it's 6 to 10. I'm not positive. But come to class and watch my presentation. And then during the presentation, at some point, I'm going to talk about something that's off topic. Also, throughout the presentation, I ask questions and I say, please confirm, right? And I want everybody to type yes in the box. The chat room. The reason I do that is just to make sure that you didn't just turn on your webcam and go eat dinner or go watch a movie with your wife, right? So I ask questions throughout the course, also through the presentation. I also will tell you some off-topic thing. We'll get off talking about maybe crypto mining, or we'll talk about my Tesla, or we'll talk about the future of driverless vehicles, or we'll talk about the next operating system or some new feature that's really cool in the operating system. You know, Windows, and I'm a Windows guy, so Windows is continuously updating the operating system. So tomorrow there may be a brand new feature and we decide we want to talk about it in class. That's fantastic. I love that. And that will be the topic that I have you type in the attendance window, saying that you came to class. You came to class and we talked about blank. Near the end of the presentation, I'll tell you what that is. I won't type it in the chat room. Some of you that have decided to go eat or go walk the dog or whatever you got to do will miss it. Then you got to watch my video and get credit that way. Now, if you can't come to class on a Monday for any reason at all, then you can earn credit by watching my YouTube video. I record all of my presentations, at least I try to. This is a recording for chapter 1 and the intro. 2 different videos. Yeah, you watch these 2 videos and then you take a snip. Now the videos are going to be on YouTube. They're not there yet, but I'll show you what that looks like. Here is my, here at the top of my syllabus is a link to my YouTube channel. This is it right here. And you just copy that link. It's also going to be a direct link inside of our classroom. I'll put a link to the video once it's available. WebEx takes about 4 to 6 hours upon 4 to 6 hours upon me finishing a video to make it available. They call it processing. They take 4 to 6 hours for the video to become available. And once it's available, I'll put a link inside of our classroom. I'm creating the videos this semester, so unfortunately, you can't get ahead with the videos. On the other hand, you'll see that this is my channel. It's the nature of technology. This is my channel. And under playlists, you'll see I have Cisco One playlists.
Once you specialize,
where I've recorded all of my videos for Cisco One. If you go on and you take my Cisco One classes, these are the videos that I actually teach. This is the content I teach. Here is Cisco 2, and I am now making videos. And I'm now making video.
My name is Don LaFond.
Let's see, what am I doing here? Come on, get bigger again. Here it is. And what I want you to do when you come here to the video is I actually want you to put a thumbs up, right? After you watch the video, put a thumbs up, and then take a snip of the video. Now, again, some of you right now are saying, how do I know that you actually watched the video? I don't. But again, don't cheat yourself. You paid for this class. You paid for this education. And I believe the video presentation, if you're watching the video instead of coming to class, is just as valuable as coming to class. But you have to watch these videos. The videos can be an hour long. Sometimes there's 2 videos. Like this week, there's 2 videos that are each probably going to be, well, the second video is only about half an hour. But anyway, so this is what you submit as attendance. And it doesn't matter what part of the video. You don't have to jump to the end if you're shortchanging yourself. Jump to the end and take a picture. You take a picture of any part and then watch the whole video. And then that is a resource for you as well later if you want to rewatch the videos near the end, or if perhaps I was a little bit, I talked a little bit, maybe you came to class, I talked a little bit fast and you want to rewatch all of the video or part of the video. All of them will be out on YouTube. So I'll give links inside of our classroom. The reason why I put them on YouTube is other people watch my videos as well. You can see this video. I promise you, I have not had 1,000 students since I started teaching networking. Normally, there's only about 10 students in a class. And I have 1,000 people that have watched this video all across the world. And lots of them have given me thumbs up. So, well, actually 40, only 40. 1,000 people have watched it. Only 40 people have said they liked it. So take the time to give me thumbs up. It helps me. First, you can give me a thumbs down if you don't like the video. If there's something wrong with the video, tell me what's wrong with the video. But I do ask you to put a thumbs up. That's you saying, yes, I watched the video. And then take that snip and then submit the snip in the attendance assignment, and I'll show you where that goes. Also, I give a bonus to my students for following me, and I do that because I ask you to follow me because it helps you to find me. See, these are the people that I follow on the left-hand side. I think some of these technicians are fantastic. There's some really good teachers. Like right now I'm going through most of Network Chuck's videos, and you can see I've subscribed to his channel. If right now a few of you are saying, I don't have a YouTube account, I'm not doing that. No, if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. Your Gmail login and password for Google, your Google login and password is your YouTube login and password. They've set that up for you already. So all you got to do is log in and then hit subscribe, and then you'll be able to quickly find me on your left-hand side. I don't make a lot of videos. This semester I'll be making 2 per week as I work through the hardware and the software classes. So you'll get notifications when the videos have been posted, and that'll be helpful in this class. Actually, you'll know when my video is available if you've missed class. So hit subscribe. Then take a picture of this screen and submit it. And I actually give you 1 point on your overall average. 1 point. So now you only need to earn an 89 to get an A. I give you 1 point because you've taken the time to subscribe. For me, it helps out a little bit, but it also proves to me that you can find me on YouTube and that you have set yourself up to be able to easily find me in the future. I don't have to answer the question is, how do I find you on YouTube, which I've answered plenty of times in the past. So I go ahead and give you that point just to get you to, it's a bonus point. You don't have to do it, but I'll tell you what, it's the easiest point you're going to get in this class, okay? So that is YouTube and how to find me on YouTube. There'll be links inside of our classroom. This WebEx link, by the way, is the same exact WebEx link we're going to use each week on Monday night to teach the course. So it's in your syllabus. It's inside of the Canvas classroom, and you might as well go ahead and add it to your menu at the top so you're easily able to find it. Let me jump back down to our syllabus. That's attendance and how to earn the attendance. Again, 10% of your grade is just coming to class. Now, I always get students that are concerned about late policy. My late policy is you can turn in work late in my class without a problem. I accept you don't have to have an excuse. Grandma does not need to die. You do not need to get COVID to turn in work late in my class. But there is a penalty. If you submit work after the due date for an exam, or after I have graded your fellow students' tests, then the penalty for submitting work late is 10% per week an assignment is late. So if you fall 1 week behind, it's 10%. 1 day behind is 10%. 1 week is 10%. If you fall 2 weeks behind, it's 20%. 3 weeks, it's 30%. Now, I never take off more than 30% as a penalty for an assignment. But let's say you only earn an 87 on an assignment, and then you lose 30 points. Well, now you've got a 57, right? So if you fall behind, make sure you submit quality work so that you can at least earn, a passing grade of 70 if you're 5 weeks behind. I want you to pass this class. I understand life happens. I take courses every single semester, and I actually got COVID, and I was a couple weeks behind in the courses that I was taking. One I was able to drop, but the other teacher was very lenient with my grading and accepted the work late. If you get COVID, you don't need to prove it to me. You don't need to even tell me if you don't want to. Just make sure you come back after you recuperate. After you recuperate and continue your work. I will accept your work late. I don't accept medical reasons. If you break your leg, I allow you a lenient late penalty. You can submit the work late. If you break your arm, that might be a little bit more challenging. Talk to me. We'll figure something out. All right. But that is late policy. No problem turning in work late, but there is a penalty of 10% per week an assignment is late. Now, our due date is 6 o'clock the night we meet. So on Monday at 6 o'clock, your work from the previous week is not a Sunday night at 11:59 like so many other teachers. I give you all the way until Monday night at 6 o'clock. And then I don't grade your work after class. So I actually give you a little bit of an automatic extension. You don't have to ask for it because I won't grade your work until Tuesday during the day, most of the time, Tuesday during the day. So as long as you get the work to me before I grade your fellow students' work, I won't even assess that penalty. So don't panic. You don't need to ask me for a couple extra hours. Just stay up all night Monday night, get your work done so it's in there by Tuesday when I grade your work. Now, sometimes I don't grade your work on Tuesday. Sometimes there's something going on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. It might be the weekend before I grade your work. I apologize for that in advance. Life happens again. But then the advantage to that is if I don't grade the work until Saturday and you turn in the work on Friday that was due on Monday, there's no late penalty because it's same policy. As long as I haven't graded your fellow students' work, then I won't assess a penalty on your work. But once I grade your fellow students' work, then when you submit the work, it stands out. It notifies me. It stands out like a sore thumb, and I can see I graded everybody else. So I go grade yours, and I assess the penalty on top of whatever the grade is that you earned. So please be nice to me. Please be nice to your fellow students. That's what the college expectations of student conduct is. You're an adult in this class. You're not in high school anymore. Some of you might be in high school, but in college, you have to act like an adult. You have to be responsible for your own actions. And I ask you to be nice to each other. You're going to help each other to be successful in this course. And the best way to make study partners is to be nice to each other, right? Don't be rude. That's why I asked for you to add your picture to our Canvas classroom because I found that anonymous in the Canvas classroom. Anonymous means you can be mean to each other. When you have a gray ghost instead of a picture of yourself, you can be really mean. People can be really mean. So please be nice to each other. I'd say you probably are going to spend 3 to 5 hours on work in this semester. You're going to spend a couple hours with me during presentations, and then you're going to have a couple hours of labs. So usually you can expect 4 hours of actual work in this course each week. Some are going to be harder, some are going to be easier. I'm including the presentation time that we're together in that 4 or 5 hours. This is the actual layout of the course. So you can see the date's wrong. The date's wrong on this. This is supposed yeah, the date's wrong on this. I cover basic Windows during week 1's presentation, and I didn't have it on the syllabus. So I have to update your syllabus to get the right time and due dates on here. So, but this does lay out everything that's due for the week, where it is, what it is, when you have quizzes, when you have multiple things due, when you have the team assignments, notice it's not, the first team assignment isn't until the end of June, so I don't have to talk about that for a while. Also notice that 7-4, we cover we have that entire week off because we don't meet on Monday. And so I've given you the entire week. Same thing with Memorial Day, by the way. The entire week we don't meet, and there's no work due that week. Oh, I don't see where that is. Maybe this isn't the newest syllabus. I might have to take a look, see if there's a newer syllabus. Let me see if I have a newer syllabus. Maybe I changed it. Hang on a second. I need to update it in the class if I did. So this is the this syllabus I have inside of my folder. Let me see if it's newer than the one that I just gave you. Oops, why did it jump there? Right when I get to about where I want it, it jumps. All right, let's see if this this syllabus. It might just be I put the wrong one out there. There's a couple of things. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So I just have the wrong syllabus posted. This is the correct one, and I'll make sure I update that syllabus. But notice we cover Module 1 the first week, and the work is due on the 16th. And then next week we cover Chapter 15. By the way, notice that we started Chapter 14. The hardware class is the beginning of the course. The software class is the end of it's the same book. The hardware is the beginning of this book. Hardware is the beginning of this book, and software is the end of this book. So this book is good for 2 classes. And here, notice on Memorial Day, Independence Day, 4th of July weekend, that week we have no class. So is that 4th of July? What day is it? 4th of July, May, June. That's got to be Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial. Oh, I must have just skipped Memorial Day. So Independence Day we skip, and then here is schedule. Sorry. So here we have. That's wrong. This is not Independence Day. This is Memorial Day. That's Memorial Day, and then Independence Day is down here in July. Here we go. So that's just was a typo. Memorial Day, and there's no new work that week, so I give you that week. So if you have flexibility over travel and you want to give yourself a week off of college, then that's, for me, that's a perfect week to do Memorial Day week or 4th of July week. We have no work in this class. All right, and then as you can see, you go through the rest of the semester, and that is our syllabus. Okay, great. So I'll make sure I update that syllabus. In fact, I'll do it right now while I'm thinking about it. Let me pause the recording so I don't need to do that when you're... Okay, so I went ahead and updated the syllabus so it is the correct version and it has the correct due dates for the semester. I still need to make a few minor modifications. For example, the points for the exams and attendance, I need to average that out. I'll update that sometime next week. No real rush on that. So that is the syllabus. Hopefully going through the syllabus helps you to be successful in this course. I'm going to jump back to our class for a moment. Notice this week, here's a copy of the syllabus. There is a course orientation assignment. This basically tells you that you need to read the syllabus and the other important course documents, review the proctored exam information, basically just saying, hey, if you don't have a webcam yet, I want you to order one because you're going to need it for the exam. to be able to be proctored, and how to be, and the student contract. Make sure you read the student contract, because at the end, you are going to hit submit. I've made this assignment worth 5 points, so you actually have to do this assignment. I'm not quite sure why, generally speaking, other teachers just leave it as worth nothing. It is worth something. You're agreeing to our contract. Student resources, it talks to you about, these are the college resources if you're running into any problems. Again, this is just information about the proctored exam. NetLab information you don't need just yet. Because there's no NetLab assignment during, there is a lab during the first week, Lab 1 Basics, Windows Basics. So you do need your NetLab credentials, and that's why I gave you your NetLab credentials here at the top. So, all right, so I think that's it for this presentation. The next presentation is going to be on Module 1, Basic Windows. So watch that video if you missed class on Monday, and I'm going to go over the PowerPoint and talk about these assignments. If this syllabus doesn't belong on here, down here, the syllabus assignment belongs up here. And that's probably fine. This really belongs up here as well. The introductory graded assignments, basically, you know how to do that. Just go to your graded discussions, and at the top here, I want you to introduce yourself to the class, including a few questions. I want you to there is a question that's on equipment. That's probably why it's in Module 1. And then I want you to add a picture of yourself so that you can see who other students are in this class, who your fellow students are. All right, that's it for this presentation. Thank you so much for coming to class. Let me go ahead and stop my sharing my screen so you can see me again. It's going to be a pleasure for me to teach you this semester. I'm really excited about the course. It's very interesting. I've been building and using computers since the 80s. I know that ages me a little bit, but so does the gray hair, right? So I want you to know that I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you along your journey, and I'm a big fan of A's. So if you do the work and you do it on time, you will get an A in this class. Especially if you rely on my knowledge, what I share with you, and the support from your fellow students in the help discussion forums, you will be in great shape. All right, that's enough for me. If you have any questions about this presentation, please ask in the help discussion forums inside of our classroom, and I'll be happy to answer those questions. And please help each other out as well. Great. Thank you for coming to class. I appreciate it. I'll see you in Module 1, which I'm going to do in just a minute.